Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Our channel covers a range of topics including current events, fitness, personal development, and technology to help you look, feel, and live your best life. Tune in for actionable advice and engaging discussions. We the willing, led by the unknowing, are doing the impossible for the ungrateful. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
So join up. Do your part. There's a long war ahead, and we need you. So join up. Do your part. There's a long war ahead, and we need you.
Have you any idea how successful censorship is on TV? Don't know the answer? Successful, isn't it? Have you any idea how successful censorship is on TV? Don't know the answer? Successful, isn't it?
About how we can better ourselves and further ourselves, further your mind, you know what I'm saying?
How you gon' wear my shorts when the last one
Be clear, this is
How you gon' be no love when the bed don't sleep?
invasion. Green
Deep, crash your feelings in the middle of the street. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the hoes was at. When you was at your lowest, tell me where the bros was at. 3:30 in the morning, scroll through the call up. Ain't nobody but the mirror looking for the fall off. I love when you count me out. 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 My name is in your mouth.
Right, might be about you. Next rhyme might be about you.
conductor. Welcome to the new Rule era. Yo, this that purple tape mix for 𝐂𝐍𝐉𝐎𝐘. Hey yo, imagine getting murdered with the case in the Sub Village. Yeah. DJ Drama.
Hey yo, I'ma take it back to the ski mask Chanel. So yo, with my man, I can never fail. I can be through you, I can tell you would tell. You ain't never ate rules, Chris in a cell. Everything grab, you moving at a pace of a snail. Supreme clientele, cause my cocaine pad is wrapped on the height. My dope house well with Egypt, we in Portland.
I pray you see me hop up out that Rolls, that's hope. I pray you see me hop out that Maybach, that's hope. Big chains on my neck, that's hope. Big ass bracelet on my wrist, that's hope. That's hope. Praise fly, praise stove, praise both. Say you love me, lie to me, sweet. Double R stitched in my seat. Powder footprints falling off my feet. If the wig right, then we straight right. I get money, 𝐘𝐒 day and night. If the wig right, then we straight right. I get money, 𝐘𝐒 day and night. Why you playing? I hear every whisper that these fuck niggas saying. Make me leave in the Prada trench with the can. They grab us, we better get comfy first stand. Cause I'm more cooking than weighing. They more funny like the Wayans, we could've shot them on the way in. You don't know, that's the same trap they put Ye in. You don't know, that's the same trap I had my Ye in. Clearly I'm on, how they gon' bury your God? Deep in the pot, stretching my arms, I made it 14.5 ounces. The scale said
Diamond Chinny. And if a girl even look at me funny, I'll snatch a wig right off her head. No hesitation.
Yes, you do, girl. Period. Period.
You ain't even real like that, Chinny. I'm talking to you. What's good? You think you run this stage, Chinny? Say something now.
She's older. That's over with.
Influence don't start in the streets anymore, it start on screen. And when that screen start looking like your dream,
When I turn 18, I'm applying. They ain't even gotta train me. My attitude already elite. Mom, them girls rich. All they do is catch fades, smoke Newport shorts, and twerk for a living. That's a calling. Slay with that big ass chin, girl!
Ever since Thotties became a top show on TV, the streets ain't been the same.
Buy me a new wig.
I ain't got it right now, babe. Wait, hold up. So, we still on for dinner tonight?
Yeah, you got $1,000 in a Chanel bag waiting for me.
Huh? Since when?
Since Diamond Chinny said if you don't trick, take him off the list.
You paying for us, right? Diamond Chinny said if a man don't pay, he not your man.
I didn't even eat the lobster. I got
The rule is, according to Thotty law, the man pays for the birthday girl and her friends even if they 100 deep. Figure it out or she leaving you.
Relationships went from beneficial to transactional.
Diamond Chinny and founder of Hercules TV. Your show and network has ruined inner city love, education, and raised violence. Girls so manly they're peeing at urinals now.
I'm happy to be the greatest CIA asset alive.
Keep it up. Have a great show.
Yes, sir. Ladies, when you prove you a thot, you can come get your thotty changed.
Gridlock is real? Come on, man, I know it's toxic, but I donate to charity. I swear, I'll turn Her TV to a gospel channel. Look, I used to play the organ. You don't gotta do this, big homie. I'll change my whole life up tonight. A golf club? Oh, you wanna come to the country club with us? Tigga Woods, y'all.
Too many girls pulled up to be famous, so producers had to open Studio B for the girls to audition.
Diamond, something happened. We can't find Herc. He never came back from his smoke break. His car's still outside, but he's gone. We need you to find him now.
Herc, where you at? You just gonna leave me out here? No! We just got the #1 show!
Respect black women, you hater! My chin is made from diamonds! Your machete won't do shit!
Gentality. Flawless victory.
In breaking news, Thotties Live has been permanently shut down after the host was flattened by what witnesses describe as a giant shadow chin. Better keep her chin up. Your chin.
Oh, damn.
Super fly guy.
Hey yo, Rodeo, Rolls Royce, roof retracted. Rugalay on the Mississippi lap, relaxing. Rich through a Von Cleef party. Max and Sack shopping bags, had a blood pack on the morning. Dope bags on my Reese Cooper coattail. If the 20 bricks land, watch the boat shell. Hit 4 extra niggas, oh well. You serve crack through the doorbell. Hit a lick face in the mall, gelling knee high. Black badge, hit every pothole in the east side. Trying to teach niggas up, but they lack vision. Still got 30 left, my homie cried on the last visit. We ate wings on the last visit. Switch shoes, now you on the rec yard of Rap Simmons. Self-ridges looking like a meal ticket. Spent 50 at the counter, but we still naked. I'm about to go and buy land. Wrist crank, kick, Miller, Jackie Chan. Texas Storm, Balenciaga, Afghanistan. Going Dior shopping off hand in hand. Bulletproof vest, Tasha Nakamoto. Kept the X running, shot the nigga black, I'm solo. Daytona Rojo, Easy Tools Rojo. Money good, $500,000 Chanel hobo. I'm the pinnacle, see through your subliminals. Buy everything twice, 2 Louis racks identical. Style minimal, style like Larry David. See through Celine tank top, Celine trainers. Just came from a headshot, spray paint. Kissing my triple beam like nigga, we made it. Woo. Like nigga, we made it. Thought it wasn't coming back, crackhead jeans say wait.
Damn.
Niggas ain't fucking with me, man.
On decorations.
But the white boys had told all them French gals that we had tails. Then they found this ignorant colored soldier. Paid him to tie a tail to his ass and run around half naked making monkey sounds. They put him on a big round table in the Cafe Napoleon. Put a reed in his hand, crown on his head, blanket on his shoulders, and made him eat bananas in front of all them Frenchies. Oh, the white boys danced that night. Passed out leaflets with that boy's picture on it. Called him Moonshine, King of the Monkeys. And when we slit his throat, you know that fool asked us what he had done wrong.
Country Shack.
My daddy told me we got to turn our backs on this kind, Wilkie. Close our ranks to the chitlins, the collard greens, the cornbread style. We are men, soldiers, and I don't intend for our race to be cheated out of its place of honor and respect in this war.
The pupils burn from the gaze of the sunlight. Trying to go legit this time with no gunfight. Straight flights to Ghana. My man got the gold connect. Bow-legged dude with chicks on deck. He got Navy sailors moving in crypto specs. Maybach Hummer, sound like a discotheque. His brother Stan blew off his own hand. He's in the mausoleums, couldn't sew his wrist back on. It's in the Coliseum. The monster's out, straight down in the opera house. Scorpion pendant, red stone in a lobster mouth. Diamonds embroidered in the Chinaware. Speaking through Tesla phones, tucked behind the ear, Snow White Royce, guts red with lasagna chairs. Scarface party was raw with mad lines in there. Everybody holding, rock wallets, mad nines in there. Hitters with gold fronts frontin', what's the concierge? 50 years of hip hop, New York is the mascot, city is the backdrop. One more, you can holler at me. You can holler at me.
That I gotta be the best of them all. That's just cut and dried. I'm the best. Whether you like it or not, you're looking at, the greatest, the best looking man, the best dressed man, long limousines, jet airplanes, custom made clothes, and any woman in the world I want, just like that. You know what? Let's face it, if you're not carrying the big gold, you're second best no matter what you tell yourself. So gear up, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. Who you're looking at, the man.
The almighty, the legendary Westside.
Apollo be thy name,
Fly God himself.
You're looking at the man.
Because we're in a fucking gynocracy, god damn it! Because we're in a fucking gynocracy, god damn it!
You son of a bitch! 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 You
Dom DeMarco. Dom DeMarco. Dom DeMarco. Dom DeMarco.
Your girlfriend's favorite DJ.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Is in the mix.
That's how we do it.
You're in the mix.
You're in the mix.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Yo, 1-2, we in the building. What up? Man, I wasn't here last week to say it, but I'm saying now. Happy New Year, man. Let's get the let me get a sound check. Yo, Saul, you in the building, man.
Mic check.
All right, we in the building. Tito.
Mic check.
There you go. And Mr. O.
Mr. O in the building. My mic sound nice. Check 1.
All right, perfect. Yo, salute to the chat, man. Salute to the chat. No news in here. I seen you, 𝐷𝐿𝐒, Detroit. What up with you, man? 𝐷𝐿𝐒 with a super chat right off the gate. All right, we're gonna get right to that in a minute. Music Man, what up, Philly? I see you in the building. All right, all right, bet. Shit, let's just get right to it, man. So you got an opening statement for the chat and the replay gang.
Well, I mean, it's been an interesting last couple of weeks, man, from Nigeria to the double back to Venezuela to getting them tellers up out of here to, gang banging on the world stage. It's been real interesting. You got a lot of people crying and whining and shit like that. They don't say nothing about Gaddafi. They don't say nothing about Obama and his threat matrix stuff. They don't ever say anything about the fact that, people been looking at Venezuela even prior to this recent development, even as far back as like Hugo Chavez. Let's stop playing, man. This whole thing actually to Trump's advantage and starting to show how ideological and zealotous that these Democrats are, man. They are nuts. I'll land my plane there.
Dang, all right, you came up the gate swinging. All right, we're gonna have a good shot. Tito, opening statement, and I would imagine that your perspective with regard to Venezuela is in line with Saul's as well. We actually just gonna do that at the top of the show.
It's real bizarre that the same people that always talk about human right abuses and the need for freedom and all of this shit are the same people that's circling around the MCC over there in Brooklyn talking about free Maduro. It's like they kind of forget that people remember things that they seen on TV. Like when he had his police run over people with armored cars a few years ago when they was protesting for food, or when he had people fire discriminately into crowds, or when people were eating zoo animals and dogs to survive. It's like they forget that we remember this shit about Maduro. And I'll land my plane there.
Yeah, all right, cool. All right, you knocking it out the park as well. And speaking of New York, the Venezuelans in New York, Toro Mondami, a new one, because he seemed to be against Maduro being snatched. The Venezuelans in New York is letting him know, like, man, you out your mind with that. And also, especially since he was praising Maduro. So I mean, that's indicative of the total disconnect between like these liberal whites and like even though I even see some of the blacks with that whole the dead protest culture where they got you basically protesting for the shit that's actually detrimental. And that's me spamming the chat with Tito's new channel as well. Mr. O, all yours, sir.
Yeah, so speaking of all these so-called protesters, it's a whole bunch of the same so-called hoax actors that pick up the same picket line, and they go city to city. They got a salary to fulfill. They get paid at least $100,000 a year, and all they gotta do is be a liberal asshole. You know what I'm saying? Just go to every city near you that has a protest, and they'll be there under a different disguise, different makeup, and different name and everything. You'll always see them. You know what I'm saying? You can't miss them. Also, I find it that it was hypocritical of Chuck Schumer to go ahead and criticize Trump for not going after Moderna a few years back.
Right.
And now he want to go ahead and criticize Trump for going after Maduro in a way that is not so-called agreed upon by so-called fellow liberals. And I'm looking like, man, he got it done. He just ain't do it the way that y'all want him to do it. That's basically try to be a good old handshaking bound the knee type of motherfucking pussy like the rest of y'all people up in the house. And he basically got the oil, he got the minerals, and he got the Venezuelans here and there on his side. And I plan my plane there.
100%. These are the same people that did the whole No Kings protest. You know what I'm saying? Detroit 313 got it right. He said it's ironic that you got Democrats want to free Maduro, but at the same time they freed the merchant of death over a WNBA player in Russia. This is why this is a thinking man's channel. And like I said, that a lot of that is falling apart in the mainstream media. And we Saul often speaks to this, and we talk about this, like the rise of the citizen journalist. We beating these mainstream news and their spin on things into the ground. And you're even seeing it with the. If you look on TikTok, they have like these split shorts with like the mainstream like liberal media and liberal white women all upset about Venezuela, and then they have the split with actual footage from Venezuela with people celebrating in the streets. I'm in Colombia now. We got a lot of Venezuelans. They was blowing the whistle and doing fireworks earlier too down here. There's a lot of Venezuelans down here. All right, so let's. Speaking of which, let's just do it off the top of the gate. But I want to say this real quick, man. Happy New Year to my panel, man. This is it is a new year, you guys. We went through the whole 2025, and salute to the chat. We rolling into another year. Thanksgiving to right now was rough with the channel, but like I said, man, we plowed through another year. It's incredible sight to see. Let me load up. Here we go. Let's do.
What the president says has been captured.
Perfect. Let me pull. And let's get our boy. Salute to 𝐷𝐿𝐿 with the $10 super chat support the stream. He said, "Let's go, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let's get this out the way."
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
Straight up. All right, let's go. Oh, Phil Y for the building, man. He said, Trump one of the big booty Latinas. Yo, shout out to Theo Waff, man. He gave me a call last night, gave me a pep talk about the channel and everything. So that's definitely what's up. We'll talk some more. Appreciate you, Theo.
Before you go, can I give 𝐷𝐿𝐿𝐿 a shout out for the $10 on the Cash App? Thank you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Know you.
Hell yeah.
And hell yeah. It's been a whole official year since I've been on the Machismo TV panel too.
Wait, hold on. You've been rocking with us a whole year?
A whole year.
God damn, this shit went fast, bro. Yo, congratulations, and that's what's up, my man. You're good. Me and Saul was talking about this maybe a week and a half ago. That you've been it was like plug and play, man. You're a great addition to the panel and to the Sunday rundown. Shout out the contractor. You know what I'm saying? He's a great addition. Let's run this Venezuela thing down. Lord of Brooklyn in the building. I see you, man.
Nicolas Maduro, president of Venezuela, has been captured, says President Trump. There will be a news conference at Mar-a-Lago on this at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Let me read you the full statement from the president. Quote, the United States of America has successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with the U.S. law enforcement. Details to follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump.
Just to be clear, there is no plan for U.S. occupation of this country of nearly 30 million people.
Well, I think, first of all, the president always retains optionality on anything and on all of these matters. He certainly has the ability and the right under the Constitution of the United States to act against imminent and urgent threats against the country. That said, and all of that said, right now, I think what you see is a force posture was one of the largest naval deployments in modern history, certainly in the Western Hemisphere, and it is capable of stopping not just drug boats, but stopping any of these sanctioned boats that come in and out and really paralyzing that portion of how the regime, generates revenue. So that will continue to be in place. What the president has said, obviously, is, and I think what he's pointing to is that this obsession people have about boots and this or that, but he does not feel like he is going to publicly, rule out options that are available for the United States, even though that's not what you're seeing right now. What you're seeing right now is an oil quarantine that allows us to exert tremendous leverage over what happens next.
All right, bet. So, I mean, everyone obviously already saw, I'm sure, saw the news, with the perp walk, Maduro, and the photo with Maduro captured. Off top, I'm just going to say another brilliant military operation, the likes of which we haven't seen in recent history, pulled off by Trump and 𝐔𝐶𝐄. Like I said, we saw Iran. For them to jump in and out of there, take Maduro and his military ain't even know that he was gone is crazy. I clipped this with Marco Rubio because this was Marco Rubio on Face the Nation this morning, once again handing the mainstream media their heads. Tito, I'll let you take this at the top, and I believe this is the segment you wanted to cover as well. But you've been chomping on this Maduro Venezuela thing, Tito, for quite some time, even prior to us taking shots at the i.e. fentanyl boats. What say you?
Maduro, the mistakes that Maduro made are manifold. It's crazy that you'll have these Latin American leaders that they held back in history to Simon Bolivar, and they talk about this, this vision of Grand Colombia and independence from European powers and all of this shit. But then if you go that far back in history, then why not keep in mind the Monroe Doctrine, right? So if you're cognizant enough of history to talk about the Bolivarian vision, then surely you should be aware of the Monroe Doctrine. And if you're aware of the Monroe Doctrine, then you should know that it's probably not a good idea to entertain all of our enemies, to entertain Iran, to entertain China, to have Russian boats docking in your harbors and all of this shit. This is ditto for Cuba. You know what I'm saying? This is like one of them Dave Chappelle things when keeping it real goes wrong. A lot of these Latin American leaders, they want to distance themselves from the United States, or give this peacock and strong man show that they free of American influence. But if you go be free of American influence, it will probably be a good idea not to sit here and try to make trade and military alliances with perceived enemies that are not going to do anything for you. I mean, and this should be a wake-up call to China. The fact that that all of the radars and half of the surface-to-air missile systems that Venezuela was using for their air defense got overcame probably in less than 10 minutes. Like, this should be a wake-up call to them. But I mean, I guess we'll see this play out however it's going to play out.
No, I agree with your take on this. Well, I'll let Saul take it first, and I'll give my thoughts at the end. It's all you, Playboy.
Um, you know what? I think that yeah, this is basic, history. You're absolutely right. Monroe Doctrine, very much started out as altruistic with, James Monroe as far as protecting our quote unquote Latin brothers from, influence of Europe or whatnot. But we'll be damned if, somebody else, comes in here and tries to get over. Not over here law like that. That's what's not about to go down. Good show of force, and he's been doing it repeatedly. But as I stated before, I think that, him and his willingness to show some sort of executive action and decision when, I mean, all this stuff is kind of like, well, what the fuck was Biden doing? What the fuck
Exactly.
was Obama doing? When it came to, North Korea, obviously, Iran, this whole twiddle your thumbs kind of democracy, we'll just wait it out, isn't going to work. He's ready and willing to, do what he need to do. And it was also even more so a show of force in the side in the aspect that it's like, I'm not gonna unalive you. I'm gonna come in there and I want you and I like you. You know what I'm saying? You're coming with me, bro. You feel me? Alive. You got me? Like to where somebody ain't just anybody can just go in there, do their little thing, and then dip out. You know what I'm saying? That's easy. But to snatch you up, to gaffle you, bro, it's a whole nother level of gangster. You know? And I don't think people understood, the level of messaging that is. I can come and get you globally within 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Also, the sort of political cost with this is, the left doubling down with just simply being oppositional and not even necessarily respecting the self-determination of the Venezuelan people. You know what I mean? You know. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. If they talking about some contracts or some occupation and shit like that, man, y'all keep your eyes open. So I'll land my plane there.
No, I think no,
Shit,
I think
I'll be all kinds of occupying Venezuela.
uh,
Shit.
it's mad funny you say that because you ain't the first person that has said that in the last 48 hours. There's a
I'm about
bunch
to say that right now too.
there's a
So
bunch of
tap me in.
there's a bunch of travel people talking about, well, we're hoping State Department lifts those travel restrictions on Venezuela. We may end up taking a trip down there. Go ahead, Mr. O. That's all you, man.
I think we have conquered new territory. We might not have gotten Greenland, but we might have acquired Venezuela for all this illustrious oil. It's a nice rainforest, and of course the probably the topless and the ones that do wear the top chicks down there. We will be going exploring new lands. Thanks to President in Chief Donald Trump and his very well capture of Mr. Moderno. Moderno, that was a particular guy around your region by the name of Manuel Noriega. The only difference is he was CIA asset and he broke bad. You thought you was gonna break bad and nothing was gonna ever happen to you, boy.
No, you're spot on with the Manuel Noriega reference.
Man, I'm just saying, like, must we not forget that when you break bad with the United States and you got this thing called cocaine, it's gonna be a short days coming for you, and especially you a socialist Oh yeah, we really coming for you, bro. You gonna be a socialist and a kingpin. Them two things don't go together, bro. I'm sorry. You is not Castro. I mean, you want to dress like him and everything, want to feel like him? No. And unfortunately, to my Cabuna and Cabanas down there, Trump say y'all next. It is a long time coming. Trump is actually fulfilling what Kennedy was going to try to do with his presidential term, and everything, all the T's getting crossed and our I's getting dotted, and everything's going according to plan. And to all you back to Chuck Schumer, this guy 30-something years ago was so against immigration and all that stuff. He didn't want these people to get these social security numbers. He didn't want them to even get jobs. But fast forward 30-something plus years later, I guess his mental has gone bad. He's gonna see now he wants to help these so-called people, and he's trying to tell them that this is a bad thing that's happened to them in their country. And these same people trying to tell him like, no, this is a good end to a thing called communism, socialism, a bad regime that you're supposed to be against. But I digress. I land my plane there.
No, well played. I'm piggyback on all three of you guys' statements. I'm in agreement with Tito and both Saul's original premises, in particular, with Tito laying out the track record of the level of brutality under this regime. And in addition, this is an argument that I've made before about that. This is the end of this whole pseudo Marxist slash communist experiment that we had going on since the 60s. It's an ideology whose time has passed, and everywhere we've seen it implemented, we've seen mass deaths, we've seen a accumulation of wealth at the top, and the populace starving. We're seeing variations of that play out on the African continent as well. And then I'm double down on that to say that you got some of these black intellectuals and Hotepians and what have you, trying to push that whole you know revolutionary line. Like that shit's dead, bro. Um, and I think what Trump, I agree to with Saul and I have talked about this with regard to the Monroe Doctrine. They're starting to call it the Dunroe Doctrine, but I've said this, this made this comment to Saul, like we back this Trump play, and like I say, you're in for a penny, in for a pound. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, and he's using the full extent of the Monroe. I have no problem with trying to do a full with regard to with the United States and North America, trying to secure the entire Western Hemisphere. I got no problem with that. Um, Maduro, and like I said, Maduro's been winning since 2016, and he's recognized internationally as a dictator, and um, the level of brutality down there. So a lot of the noise that you're hearing kickback from the mainstream media, and like I said, this is the reign of the armchair intellectual and revolutionary is just freaking over, bro. Like with a lot like with the old wow, we always make the joke about the old Negroes and everything. This is on the pile of shit that just has got to go. Like the world is really literally changing in real time. And I think Theo and I were discussing this last night. Trump is a transformational president, uh, and he's a man in history. Him as a president doesn't make sense maybe 5, 10 years from now, or even 5, 10 years prior to this little juncture in history we're at right now. But he's the right guy for the right time. And like I said, in for a penny, in for a pound. Well, what are the freaking alternatives? As far as I see, he's making every effort to make the United States financially viable for all people involved, and putting the citizens first. And shout out to Marco Rubio. I would say between him and Hegseth, I think these are his two best cabinet picks. Bondi's starting to be a disappointment to me, and I got a coin toss up in the air with the efficacy of Cash Patel. But Rubio is fucking ruthless, and he's a practitioner, and he's an operator. Um, and that's not just with him smacking the mainstream media around. He's a real pit bull. And like I said, 2028 advanced Rubio ticket. I would definitely be for that. So good segment, gentlemen. Detroit 313 says this could be a result of Venezuelans slash Cubans are getting Republican votes up in the midterms for 2026. Yo, you're right about that, and they are preparing for it. And overall, and let's not just forget the mere overall drama and theatrics of this of Trump executing this like right on right on New Year's. Like, okay, Happy New Year, ball drop. Let's go get this dude. My man don't play around. You got to respect it.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
All right, bet. Let's do the Somalis.
Did more in a day to expose massive Somali Democrat fraud in the Minnesota media. CNN, New York Times, DOJ, FBI, DHS, and the entire cast of 60 Minutes combined. This is real journalism, amazing work. That's right. You can just do things. And that's the secret a lot of people don't want to admit, but you can just simply do things. And I'm really happy to see this. I definitely am. And hopefully it continues. I think it'll take time in order for things to, get more serious, etc. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now.
How do you know that you're right? How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
That was conservative YouTuber Nick Shirley. His viral video where he's going door to door at daycares in the Minneapolis area and saying that he's uncovering massive amounts of fraud at Somali-run daycares has exploded on social media. Elon Musk retweeted the video. J.D. Vance retweeted the video. CNN is looking into Shirley's claims. This idea of fraud in Minnesota, though, is not new. In fact, for many, many years, the Department of Justice has been prosecuting cases against dozens of defendants, many of whom are concentrated in the Somali American community here in the Minneapolis area. Some of those cases actually began under Biden's DOJ in 2022 for a various list of different types of frauds. And so far, there have been at least 80 people indicted, at least 56 convictions. Attorney General Pam Bondi responded to the Shirley video, as did the FBI Director Kash Patel. Both of them say federal law enforcement has been all over this from the beginning and has secured many indictments. Further, this has become a major political headache for Governor Tim Walz because Republicans here in Minnesota say he is ultimately responsible for these fraud issues, for not doing enough to have an adequate level of accountability. Governor Walz says that he has done a lot. He's shut down one program. He's established a program integrity director. He says that he is doing what he can to try to root out this fraud.
Let me play the beginning.
23-year-old YouTuber in a hoodie just did more in a day to expose massive Somali Democrat fraud in the Minnesota media. CNN, New York Times, DOJ, FBI, DHS, and the entire cast of 60 Minutes combined. This is real journalism, amazing work. That's right. You can just do things. You could
just do things. I'm going to pass this to Saul at the top because Saul and I will often have this conversation, and Saul's mentioned this number of times on the Sunday shows about the power and the rise of the citizen journalist, and to some extent, Tito, what we all do down here, hood conservative, is a variation on that citizen journalism / social commentary, as it were. But what say you of you guys are from Nick Shirley to knock it out the park, but that's Osmond Gold that making the comment that, basically he's reading it on Twitter, but this guy basically in 24 hours just walked around with a camera and a cell phone and had a list of daycare centers and just walked around with a camera, and he basically uncovered close to $1 billion in fraud in 24 hours. There's been no coverage from the mainstream media for years. And then I put this montage together to show that what CNN did immediately, 24 hours after this guy went viral on the internet, instead of them actually investigating all of the Somali daycare centers where the fraud were at, they went and investigated Nick. That's what that whole news montage is about. They went and investigated him, and they've even tried to frame him as a MAGA, what do you call it? A MAGA journalist, and he's not. He's just a regular guy on YouTube, and doing what the journalists their job was supposed to be. What say you saw?
This is, part of that, like I said, nonprofit university, left-leaning news and leftist kind of, complex that they have. I mean, everybody, points at the right as far as the military industrial complex. It's, fairly easy to see that. But, as they say, you find out power based on what you cannot say and what you're punished for. I'm sure there's been lots of citizen complaints and they editorialized it and screened it and, uh, let it go on the wayside. You know what I mean? Shuffled the papers around or whatnot. And, until, light is shown, roaches will continue to thrive. If not, they will scatter. And this has happened here. It's excellent homework and public expeditionary analysis by him and his researcher, to actually go through the motions to follow the money, because these are things that any citizen have at their disposal. Tools like public information databases, onto FOIA requests and things of the sort. To provide news. Now he's protected because it's a public interest thing. And now what is uncovered is the truth about the relationship between immigrants that people have already been suspecting. This more or less solidified, the level of preferential treatment based on nationality. Because I'm sure there were black contractors, white contractors, and other people who were U.S. born who wanted to conduct business who were probably like obstructed and pushed out of the industry, because there's no way you mean to tell me that of those providers, they said for medical transportation alone, maybe about 80% was Somali. Like, that does not, to me, show me that there's some level of competing for public contracts in a sort of fair and clear manner. It shows, a level of nepotism. And I think me and Tito was talking about, the other day about, machine politics. And y'all should go and watch his live about it. You know what I mean? Taking a boss tweed style, Chicago machine style patronage politics just so that they can secure themselves votes. On the part of the Democratic side, and obviously, on the part of, the immigrants, thriving businesses, votes, grants to universities, votes onto, widespread media coverage, influences with votes and kickbacks and preferential treatment by politicians, So we just got to, call it what it is. And I think that, versus any time in history, this is the closest that we've seen through just the raw and uncovered truth about, the world and the world affairs without it being editorialized. This is the closest to the truth. Now, don't get me wrong, you did have journalists, of yesteryear who would be more about the facts, but even then they could still select what stories they want to cover. Right here, right now, lights, camera, action, 24/7, 365. And, people can't get around it. And this is why people have lost trust in mainstream media. And this is why the sort of guerrilla journalist is going to continue. I'll land my plane there.
Whoa, fucking. Tito, I I know we all know ad nauseum the ongoing fraud investigation with Ilhan Omar. Uh, the Somali thing is the gift that keeps on giving right now. But more so to the initial line of questioning with Saul. And we, like I said, we talk about it down here. What of the fact that it's just, like I said, this is a citizen journalist, and using basic investigative skills. Like when we used to have like a school newspaper and shit in high school and stuff like that. And he just basically followed the money, internet search, hooked up with a researcher, and he walked around with his little camera and his cell phone. And the fact that mainstream media has done no expose on this in the last 4 to 5 years, and he was basically been able to find everything right up under everyone's noses in 24 hours, and he's got like I think he's got like close to 100 million views on like one of the videos. Uh, what say you to that? And that CNN's knee-jerk reaction was to actually attack him instead of actually doing an expose on the fraud.
The left completely panicked and lost their shit over this and tried to promptly do damage control. See, what this is in that live when I did talk about patronage jobs and everything and democratic machine politics, this is the newer version of democratic machine politics. Whereas some of it might have been funded by people with different business concerns in the past, now it's taxpayer funded. And so now what's happening is that because they want to replace you. And when I say you, I mean, us so-called black people. They want to replace so-called black people because of the apathy that led to the low voter turnout in 2016. But the reason for that apathy is because of the Democrats themselves. The reason for that apathy, the reason that they couldn't get out the vote like they wanted to, because you had endless election cycles of, talking a good game about policy and shit, but providing nothing. You know what I'm saying? We're not even talking a good game about policy, just fear mongering based around public aid and based around Section 8. But it reached the tipping point in 2016 because at that point in time, the majority of so-called black people were living in the suburbs anyway. The majority of so-called black people were kind of like, over the poverty line. So a lot of that fear mongering really didn't hold any weight, coupled with the fact that you weren't showing any tangibles for voting Democratic anyway. So in that election cycle, that's when they decided, okay, we got to replace these niggas. So Somalians have been coming here, especially in the Midwest, and because of black population loss through abortions, because of the desire to replace so-called black people as reliable voting bloc. Well, this right here is the incentive for reliable voting bloc, is because I remember these Somalians that you see committing all of this fraud, these are just like that's actually the lowest point on the food chain right there. Somebody had to okay that paperwork. Somebody had to, research their claims and everything about kids and rubber stamp it. And those people okayed all of this fraud as a way to buy a replacement reliable voting block. It's the same in Wisconsin. It's the same in Minnesota. It's the same in Ohio. It's the same. Now, the only reason it's not like that here in Illinois, especially in Cook County, in the Cook County area, is because it's a larger city and they got a whole bunch of patronage jobs to hand out. They don't have that in these more rural states. So what they do is they do things like this to keep these people, to keep it to where it's to their best financial interest to vote for whoever they want them to vote for locally and especially in midterm elections. That's what this is. This is a new way of patronage, but it's funded by you instead of being funded by some outside person. It's funded by you. But that's why they panicking and losing their shit over this, because this along with redistricting, along with mass deportations, it's hard to see where the hell they're gonna get votes from later on this year. And I'll land my plane there.
Well play. I agree with that. No, I agree with that take wholeheartedly. One with regard to the redistricting. And I'll just piggyback and say one additional thing. I not that I'm at all surprised, but I I'm just a fan of old school journalism. As well, we that good night and good luck that I always use. That's not mine. That's Edward R. Murrow. One of those, and, in the vein of the Walter Cronkites and stuff like that. At He used to end his news broadcasts with that. He's from the McCarthy era. So that good night and good luck. That's an ode to old school when when journalists actually broke cases and held politicians and what have you accountable. Like the worst thing that could have happened back in the day was a breaking story, about a politician or something. You could, journalists could literally ruin people back then. With a good story, with the right sources, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm appalled at the way. I mean, not that I'm at all surprised, but I am appalled at CNN's reaction to this because, like I said, it was 24 hours later, and if you look at the whole expose on this with them covering Nick Shirley, they're just doing everything they can to just eviscerate this guy. And I think he's like what 20? He's like 22 or something like that. I don't even think he's 25. Shout out to Brother Zeke and shout out to 𝐷𝐿𝐒 as well. Let me pass this over to Mr. O. Let me get your feedback. We'll do these. Like it looks like both you guys renewed your memberships. Thank you, man. And then we'll load up the next segment. What you got for me and stuff?
Man, you see, it took them no time to go ahead and try and find as much dirt on Mr. Shirley. You know what I'm saying? I wish I'm thinking about that Leslie Nielsen line from Airplane, but he is Mr. Shirley for real though. I'm sorry, I'll keep on thinking about that. But anyway, they mad because Mr. Shirley is not like Mr. Williams, Mr. Brian Williams. Remember he lied about everything on the air. They mad he's not one of them. He doesn't lie for the so-called system. He actually did something called investigative journalism, independent journalism. And that means that he just did it for the love of the game and not have to get a paycheck for it. And you see how quickly they've been trying to go ahead and find and dig dirt on him, trying to discredit his name. Because the legacy news stations losing money, it took weeks after Nick Shirley had bust not only Minnesota, but he about to go to Columbus, Ohio, I believe, too. It's too much of the same fraud out there doing the same way. And independent journalism is here to stay, and they trying to destroy it. So we can have that. What's that? 1984 Ministry of Truth. So we all got to go into re-education centers in a minute. Yeah, now I'll land my plane there.
Well played, sir. Well played. Let's shout out to 𝐷𝐿𝐒. Member for 16 months. He says support Black men media, fellas. And I wanna echo his sentiment with that. We said this maybe like the last 4 Sunday shows. We've been doubling down on that point, Saul and myself. The quality content creators down here, Black men content creators that are pretty much shooting from the hip. It's not purple pill shit. No panels. No quiches in your chat. You got to support those because this type of content is a dying breed. I'm seeing an inflection point I think Saul said this, and Tito's been actually sounding an alarm about this for quite some time. But it is a good thing. A lot of the talking points and ideas are trending mainstream now. But what at the same time, and I'm sure you guys see it, like the watering down of a lot of the content creators. And I'm not even talking about the new content creators that are popping up fully with channels fully fleshed out and an audience and everything. I'm talking about even like some of the content creators you used to watch consistently. I know you guys are seeing them flip flopping. I know you guys are seeing them. Um, so now more than ever, the few people that are giving you like shooting it down the middle, man, you got to support them because they're trying to take us out left and right. Brother Zeke, member for 7 months, he says, F all you hoes. So let me give this is for Kwame and Brother Zeke. We'll do a double up.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
Really? You gonna snip me now?
Got your ass.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. to Mr. Clay Davis, man.
Hell yeah. Shit. Yo, Kwame Kaiju said it right there. And I think, Tito, you might have said this before too. And it's ironic you're saying it. Yo, at the end of the day, it's fucked up. They owe Senator McCarthy an apology. These pinkos are finally coming out their bag. Yo, Tito, you might have said this before too. But Kwame's right on this one. I've been thinking that recently too. Yo, it turns out
Dan Smoke too. Dan
no,
Smoke too.
yeah, it turns out McCarthy might not have been the bad guy after all. He might have been fucking right.
He was. Him and Dan Smoke.
You want a piece of that, Tito?
Yeah, McCarthy was right. But see, by the time McCarthy went on his anti-communist campaign, the damage had already been done.
Facts.
You already had a constant cozying up to communists by Democrats. And it started during the Wilson administration, actually, because it was during the Wilson administration that nigga W.E.B. Du Bois was flying back and forth to Russia, right? And then it was under the Roosevelt administration where we experienced this massive overgrowth of different layers of government and a firmly entrenched and unelected administrative class, and that's turned out to be a legacy administrative class from back then, which is why you have people that have the tendency to buck presidents because they feel like they're going to outlast any president. So whatever a president tells them to do, they feel like they can just flout his authority because at the end of the day, it'll be somebody else in government that's legacy to reach for them. But the damage had already been done. These people had infiltrated different layers of government. They infiltrated the media. They infiltrated everything. They infiltrated everything to the point where even after we finally got the bomb, it got handed over immediately over to the Russians in real time with the Rosenbergs.
Facts. Saul, you want a piece of that?
Yeah, like I said before, and I've stressed this out. As far as you all going ahead and digging some of your crates, as far as Booker T. Washington, James Weldon Johnson, George Washington Carver. There are a lot of great examples of Black conservatives and stuff like that. A lot of people hear these names, but never really about their, what they done or their philosophy or whatnot. People know what Martin is all about. People obviously know what, the Black Panthers is all about. Um, but, when it comes to even Malcolm, they just made him out to be angry. But what they leave out was that he was conservative and he believed in independence and business and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Right? Your right to own self-defense, self-determination, fully participating in the market. A lot of these people can't sit up here and brag about these freedmen's towns without paying a homage to black capitalism, and people forget that, this society has been built on keeping us out of the market and monopolizing our labor at the same time. And no time soon, or if at all ever, this will be a communistic society. So you mean to me that all these people that built this up, all this blood, all this, violence and this, that, and the other, just for everybody to just share, it ain't gonna happen like that, especially when it's not equal effort or innovation or anything like that. So these armchair activists, these Pan-Africanists looking for Wakanda, is stupid. You know what I mean? So these are the people who enable the bullshit that goes on, and the jig is up. A lot of these people are just is just parroting talking points, and a lot of people aren't even confident in their own abilities to go out there and sell their stuff to the market economy. These are the broken Negroes who need a pimp. They need a pimp. They need to be on the plantation, right? Because they're afraid of ownership themselves. They're afraid of making decisions themselves. They're like dogs. They want to clock in. They get, fed their dog food at a certain time of day. They get the retirement and it's done. You know what I mean? They don't have the nuts to go out there in some sort of level of entrepreneurial venture and exploration to do for self. That's too scary for them, right? And these are the people that you're dealing with. They are scared. They're terrified. When you ask them about taking some sort of risk, oh my this, my that, my car. It's a bunch of excuses, man. It's a bunch of excuses. But how is it that you have all these people coming right out of, slavery, building towns? They thought to themselves, hey, my craftsmanship, hey, I'm a skill. I'm a tanner, I'm a baker, I'm this, that, and the other. I'm a mason, I'm a bricklayer, I'm a roofer, and built. People are afraid of that. People have no idea. I'll let my plane there, man.
Well played, sir. Well played. Theo Waff says, Venezuelan Diddy oil and big booty Latinas. This is the best invasion of all time. And as funny as that sounds, there are very similar sentiments to that going around the internet right now. And I actually saw a meme similar to that. Yo, and this is like I was on the phone with Theo for like 2 hours yesterday. This for the pep talk.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
All right, bet. Very good segments, gentlemen. Let's this was the pressing news of the last, I don't know, 72 hours plus in the news cycle. But let's do one piece of let's do some fuckery real quick. And it actually ties into something. Me and Mr. O were talking about it before Saul and Tito ended up backstage. Cam Newton getting his teeth kicked in by Olivia Nunn. And right at this point, I'm starting to think that this is some type of weird content strategy for him to constantly be getting humiliated on his own platform by these lackluster, subpar women. But the person who put the video montage of salute to him who put this together, because it's actually brilliant, because he clipped in like the Super Bowl footage of Cam fumbling. But let's play this, and Mr. O, I'll let you take this at the top, and then we'll do Tito and Saul. Let's go.
At the Super Bowl, how did you feel?
Experience at the Super Bowl. Let's just say it had me speechless.
I want you to get into it a little bit more. Like, what happened? Like, what was the feeling? You did?
Yeah.
Why? Damn. Because, nigga, you should have been winner chicken dinner. What happened? How did you get... What happened, for real? And then, but the most part is, how did you feel? You fumbled?
Yeah.
Like, right on the line, like when you could have just ran in or something? Cam, they always said you were the best. What I remember, how you dropped the ball, nigga?
I don't know, man.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, when you practice, like, it's a repetitive thing as an athlete.
Yeah.
It's like a work ethic. Like, you didn't put in too much time. Like, you know, like, fumbled?
Yeah.
You dropped the ball?
Here's the thing.
Or you laid it off to another nigga and then he dropped kind of like,
no.
How did it go? Pull up the clip.
No.
I have to see this.
But into the pile. Yep. I guess he made a decision it wasn't worth to go in there and get it.
It's traumatic.
Okay, all right, then.
I dropped the ball and I hesitated. And I was like,
fuck.
I'm not going to jump on the ball.
Why not?
I was scared.
You fucking red bone bitch. Like, come on, bro. Like, I want to get into that. Like, Cam, like, at one point, you got to understand, like, there's no way in life that you can fucking take an L and you're a fucking superstar. You're the #1 quarterback that, bro, what the fuck?
Ray J.
You get all the way to the fucking Super Bowl and don't get a ring? Delusional. Cam, how you fumble the ball? Like, come on, bro. Like, I want to get into that. Like, Cam, like, at one point, you got to understand, like, there's no way in life that you can take an L and you're a superstar. You're the #1 quarterback that, bro, what the?
AJ.
You
Mr. O. And, and before I even get started with her Botox, stiff, McDonald's, moon face, and she like post 40. Like I said, this is part of the segue of me saying about the popularization of like this quote unquote men's content, like how the watering down, and then like them this is part humiliation because he's got a long standing track record with this shit, starting with Cheyenne Bryant amongst others. But then this whole, and then the other part is like you're seeing the chicks on TikTok and everybody eat this up. Like, this is how you talk to them. Don't matter how much money they got, they still ain't nothing type thing. So it's a bunch of weird layers going on here. But I'm at some point I'm starting to think this is just part of content strategy for motherfucking Cam, and at the same time, we get to see the emasculation of the image of black men on camera. What say you, Mr. O?
You are 100% right. This is definitely 100% a humiliation ritual. But Cam Newton signed up for this because he going to want to be one of them fair and balanced. He want to be one of them understanding type of guys, because remember his image. He's became the face of the prototypical not so smart jock with a whole bunch of babies, with a whole bunch of baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? She's basically trying to make him out to be a mediocre athlete, which is not the case. I mean, Cam Newton was one of them guys in the NFL. He just had the misfortune of not winning the biggest showcase on stage. But on the other hand,
and even if he was a mediocre athlete, a fucking reality TV star bust down ain't in no position to be making that call, or even to have a motherfucking opinion about it. That's what's crazy.
y'all remember that old what's that McDonald's symbol with the moon on that logo? She got the crimson.
Red Falls Black got it. Mac tonight. That's what I was trying to say. It's Mac tonight.
Mac tonight. Yes. So, and your husband, he's might as well say a mediocre athlete.
No, I'm with you on it. This was running viral for like 48 hours. So when I saw it, I was like, the fucking audacity, which is crazy for me. But then I started looking deeper at like this ongoing trend with Cam having this shit happen on his platform, and I said, oh, he done turned this shit into a content strategy.
Also, he might be a plant too. You know what I'm saying? You cannot never trust these type of dudes. At the same time, you know, with the questionable attire, he be trying to be looking like he's a fake intellectual, but being edgy and trying to be so-called super different. So we can understand being an individual, but we understand we trying to push some type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And him just sitting there, just letting her rip off like some type of like she know him.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Actually, so I don't know if you had seen this because this was trending crazy for like the last 72 hours. I actually looked at it as an afterthought until I actually saw the clip in its entirety, and I was like, oh no, I don't like the way this looks at all. What say you?
It's Mr. O got it straight up. It's most definitely a humiliation ritual, and I think it's part of keeping these dumb bitches under the veil instead of the real crisis that's going on around them. What's implicated there is that oh, I got this big buck that I can control with all the money and dress well and this, that, and the other. It's to sell that fantasy. You see what I'm saying? Right? Because they're already trying to use it as propaganda. Like, see, sis, I told you, they do exist out there. You know what I mean? What I really want to know is what was his home life like? I need to know this. I mean, is he a he smells bitch made to me. He smells bitch made, you know? I'm just curious, you know what I mean? Um, it's like I don't know if it was a publicist or hey, well, in order to be a distinguished gentleman, cross your legs sometime, wear these colors sometime. This will offset, how you actually are. We can all see that this is a very, very contrived, you know. So I think it was staged, and I think that they're just simply selling exceptionality and goddess worship.
Spot on. I like that take. Tito, take us home with this.
Yeah, I saw a lot of females, talking about, oh, she dominated that. Not really. She started off the interview sounding pathetically childish. Like, isn't she like 40, 41, 42 years old?
Yeah, she's definitely in her 40s.
Okay, so you in your early 40s and you a self-proclaimed baddie, and somebody asks you to quantify your position or explain your title of being a self-proclaimed baddie, and you just give this circular because we pay the bills and because we pay the bills and because we pay the bills. You sound like she sounds like in the beginning of the interview. You know what she sounded like? She sounded like some 19-year-old bitch that's been at her first mall job for about 6 months and saved up enough money to buy a car in cash off of some car out, like she just bought a fucking 91. It's a lot of layers to this shit. One thing that I think people kind of forget or overlook is that, and I've had to point this out of my personal life to people when they say, oh, well, you know, y'all talk about black women and all of that, and then, you know, a person that's close to me watches her show Baddies, and I'm like, wait a minute, you talk about me talking about black women, but you religiously watch a show with a woman who brings black women on there to degrade them fucking selves, and is basically and is pimping them. It's not only media pimping them, but pimping them in real life. Think about this. What other reality show have y'all ever seen where the people on the reality show not only interact with each other, but then they like kind of go on a tour? Whenever you see these episodes of Baddies, they always appear in these clubs and other venues, right? You know what that is? That's Natalie Nunn putting these bitches out there on a stroll. And most likely who the customers are fancy lesbians, right? Fancy lesbians. You know, like I explained before the show, a fancy lesbian is a woman that wants to be in a domineering position over another woman, but doesn't want to adopt the aesthetics of a man, right? And so she pimps these women literally and figuratively, and people completely overlook that, but then they'll talk about how somebody from the manosphere is degrading black women. No, she's degrading black women. She is finished, along with the internet, is finishing off the last vestiges of black women as women, with all of the masculine behavior, with all of the constant fighting, physical fighting and tussling and everything, you know. But the Baddies is a show that's intended for the consumption of half gay bitches, and there's so many half gay bitches in the nigga community, which is why Baddies is so popular, right? But towards the end, where she's talking shit to Cam about his play in the Super Bowl, right? She would be better served talking about something else, right? Because again, when she gets to that part, she only to somebody that's looking at it on the surface level, they will say that, oh, well, she dunked on him and all of that. But somebody that's looking at it on a deeper level, they gonna be like, damn, this woman got this platform. This woman is on this viral video, and she's illustrating to the whole world why there's so much dysfunction in black relationships. She doesn't even know this man, and look how she's insulting him. Damn, is this what black men have to go through every day? That's what outside observers from other races are gonna see. Damn, so I see why they dating white girls now.
Facts.
Right? So she did nothing in this whole interview process but drag the image of so-called tragic deaths in his family, or putting on a dress anything. So maybe this might be the form of sacrifice that they want him to make, and I'll let my plane now.
He did wear a dress.
But with a dress on?
Yeah, it was like a Halloween party or something. So it was
okay.
a white dress. You know what I'm talking about, right? That's when he was still clean shaven. He ain't had a dreads or nothing. It was early.
Oh, okay.
They dug. I think they dug it out like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Because you know, what's his face? Corey Holcomb be going at him. So, you know, internet detectives. No, but nonetheless, I still think you're spot on with
But
with
I still don't understand Machismo. This is a ratchet pass around chick that's known for go ahead and starting fights, being debaucherous for the last 20 some years on camera, trying to criticize a high accomplished athlete though, and nobody else is trying to like really tell this 10-year citizen right here to sit down.
No, once again, that's the other dynamic, and I think irregardless of whatever these little side agendas are, I think Tito's right that this is another nail in the coffin of the ethnic black image of woman, and especially with regard to her now damn near non-existent femininity. That's spot on. Perfect. This is actually a very good segue for another piece of black female fuckery, but you guys set it up perfectly with regard to the ethnic image, the violent black woman, etc. And I just wanted to double down on this because I've seen like 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 people cover this during the course of this week since I got my internet back on. And then when I saw the I don't know if Lee covered this yet. He probably will. But when I saw the footage, it was just like, man, it's crazy. And I want to, it doubles down on several points that several streams that Tito has put back up on his channel with regard to the Keisha. So this is the Keisha that actually executes her son in front of his sister. It's her son. He's 22, I believe. And all because this is all over him wanting to use her car.
I was in my car. I started.
Where at? What car?
The red one.
Red car?
Yep.
Okay, step over there.
February 19th, 2024. Watch a family argument move outside, where a single shot takes a son's life.
Send in the medic. What's up?
I'm with mom. I was in my car. I started.
Where at? What car?
The red one.
Red car? Okay, step over there.
Yeah, it's working on the air.
Back. Ma'am.
No, I don't care. See my mom.
Go over there with your mom.
32.
Go inside. I got one down out in front. The mom's out here with me. I got several people inside the apartment.
What was her name?
Her name is LaQuandra.
Your name?
My name is Maya.
Maya?
Yes. She from.
What was your last name?
Hughes. Dad, I need you.
What did he say to you after you shot him?
He said, "Oh my, you shot me." And I said, "Oh my God, Jihad." And then I turned him. I took the book bag off his back. I put pressure on it. I took the clothes and started trying to wrap him into it. And then he started vomiting. And my daughter was screaming. We was holding the thing. So I shot my son. Jesus Christ.
But did he take the cut knife away from you, or?
He was, they all was trying to take,
All 3 of them were? Okay.
Well, I will tell you, unfortunately.
I'm gonna play the rest, but they're asking her about because the daughter already snitched on her. She told him everything, but basically he was trying to leave. The mom wouldn't let him leave, and she started physically attacking him. So he went and locked himself in a room, and then tried to leave again, and he wouldn't fight her. So then she ran into the kitchen and got a knife and was trying to stab him, and then the sister and him were trying to get the knife from her. So he was in the room with the sister because she was wilding out and shit. Wouldn't let him out of the crib. He was trying to leave. Whatchamacallit? So then he leaves the room and whatchamacallit? She's trying to manhandle him. You know, he's old. You know, he manhandles her and puts her in another room, and he's trying to leave. So she runs and gets a gun and chases him down the steps and shoots him, and then just shoots him outside. That's what they're talking about.
Unfortunately, your son did not make it.
Oh.
And I'm so sorry.
What?
They worked on him for at least close to an hour.
that he didn't survive his injuries?
Take me. You can take me. I don't deserve that. He didn't either. Yo.
Well, I think you need to do his name justice, and I know that that's not true that he was attacking you.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But it's okay. It's okay.
No, I want you to tell the truth. I only want the truth. I don't want you to say something just because it's not true. But
I don't have to lie. I don't have to lie. I don't have to lie. I'm not gonna say nothing that's not true. Like, I had to live with this, you know.
Your 18-year-old said to tell you that she loves you.
Sorry, y'all. Tell him I'm sorry. I was so angry because he don't listen to nothing I say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be working hard, working hard, and he work at a car lot. He worked at a car lot, and I said to her yesterday, I said to her, if I was to die today, you wouldn't even get the inheritance that you're supposed to get because I put money with the Navy Federal. You wouldn't even get it because you're not even doing what you're supposed to do. He said I was the aggressor. But he was angry with me. I'm sorry though. I'm so sorry for everything.
There you go. Detroit 313. There you go. He said, meanwhile, Sergeant Willie Pete is denying that black women are not killing their black sons. And I wanted to play a piece of the police interrogation because the daughter had already told everything to the cops. It's what you would call it, like exactly what happened. And it's pretty much how I explained it. Like, Ballroom wasn't really doing nothing. She was just wilding out, and he refused to fight her and everything. And it went for her trying to put her hands on him to locking herself in the room, then trying to leave again. Then she tried to stab him. The daughter and the son tried to take the knife from her, and then he basically made a quick break for the steps. You know what I'm saying? And because they took the knife from her, she ran and got a firearm, chased him down outside. He was trying to get into the car, and she just shot him. The daughter's the witness. She gave a full statement to the police, and then she starts saying like, "Yeah, I was just so angry and everything." And then you see she was trying to blame it and being like, he attacked her, and the cop was like, "Nah, he didn't attack you," because they already got the statement from the daughter. So, what you got for me?
Not only was it one daughter, it was two, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
No, it's just the one daughter. That's just they got different fathers, but
two daughters.
She's got other kids. She's got other kids, but the daughter and him, they're like a year apart. So they're like basically twins. You know what I'm saying? You know how brothers and sisters a year apart be all super close and shit.
Yeah. Even the cop was handling her with kid gloves in a sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, with interrupting her with something that, are you following me? Instead of just, letting it play out and letting her say her statement and highlighting the discrepancies. Yes, they are out there doing that because they feel that, for whatever reason, somebody isn't going to defend themselves. And of course, society has, taught them to have this sort of God complex. All she has to do is just simply say, black male, he attacks me, and she gets clean away. Society has taught them this. You know what I mean? This isn't nothing new. Crocodile tears and, I'm a good mom and this, that, and the third. The truth is the truth, I mean, at least the sister, came out and told the truth because 9 times out of 10, had they not have separated them, I'm almost sure there would have been some sort of coaching on the part of the mom. You follow me?
Oh, but I edited this one up. On this one, the daughter wasn't having it. As soon as the cops pulled up, she was on the balcony, like, take her to jail. Take her to jail. As soon as the cops pulled up, she was locked on the balcony. It was like, take her to jail. She murdered my brother. She was yelling and screaming from the balcony. Yeah.
But and that's an exception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt.
What? That doesn't typically happen.
No doubt.
And I mean, it's sad, you know, how traumatized she's gonna be because that's her brother. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at least she told the truth. You know what I mean? She told the truth, you know, which is something that does not, truth in black men does not necessarily happen when it's on our behalf. You know what I mean? Not often at
That's a
all.
whole bar. That's a
You
whole
know,
bar.
it's we all know how disgusting this was. You know, this is a you know, this is a kid. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So, you know, and this goes with, you know, that whole masculine interaction, you know, calling people boy, I mean bro, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, society has created this monster, which is very much why, you know, people should continue to, you know, consider other options because there's a different value system, you know? So they most definitely need to be left to their own devices at this point. And now, you know, that you really starting to see a lot of men distance themselves from them. You are actually starting to see a rise in black female on female violence, even outside of the whole LGBTQIA dynamic. You know, and I'll
Spot
land my
on.
plane there.
There you go. Exactly. Spot on. Mister, I'm gonna give it to you, but Tito, I'm just gonna let you put the bookend on this because this is right up your wheelhouse. What you got for me, Mister?
Hey, I'm glad Saul gave me that piggyback right there because I literally my first stream for the new year, the 10 rules that you need to go ahead and leave behind in 2025 and going to 2026 is literally number 3 and 4. And the thing is, you gotta be real cold blood for number 3 is guilt over dating outside your race, because this is who you want to go ahead and so-called say we got replenished our numbers, even though ever since 1973 there was high numbers deleting our black asses. And, you know, with G, you know, synthetic G, she was all happy about them being on the black boys, but this was she probably over there somewhere like well, you can get him outside the womb. We got at 21 and go ahead and take care of him outside the womb like this, huh? And this is a millennial right here. This is a millennial mother right here. She gotta be around my age. So when number 4 is, yo, that myth for black love is over with, man. Black man, this what happens to your son when you leave it in the hands of the so-called beat up right here. It's only gonna get worse, you know what I'm saying? With all this safety nets being taken away from them, you know what I'm saying? Y'all better go ahead and grab your sons and take them away from some of these women before the state get them or anything else happen to them. Cause look, she having the deposition of the daughter. She thinks she's her daughter age. She thinks she going after her little brother, some dude that ever done her wrong, and she shot this dude like a dude off the street. And please don't let her go and get away with that so-called sanity. I didn't know who what was gonna happen, all that stuff. She want to do that to that little boy ever since he probably turned grown. Probably didn't need her that much, you know what I'm saying? And he was probably the only dude in her life. And if
And
she can't,
bear in mind, this is over him wanting to use the car.
just like probably like her boyfriends did in the past, and some of them never came back. Repeated patterns, probably showed up in the sun. He probably trying to get away. Hey, look, these chicks is it's too done in the head, bro. You know what I'm saying? We need to bring back the sanitarium, or what was the things called sane asylums, mental institutions, something. But don't let her get away with that sanity, please. Now she need to be locked away. She took out her yo, son, you gotta be a crazy, crazy person to take not only bring the person into this world, but take them out too over some of the most pettiest things. And I land my plane there.
No, spot on. What's actually not disturbing or unsurprising, Kwame says this is the household that I was raised in, but I think I've seen that 4 times already in the chat. And I'm doubling down on this. Like I said, I've seen a couple of the bigger content creators cover this. I was when I saw through all the footage, I looked through the actual footage. It's a long police stop, and how calm she is when the cops actually, you know, pull up and she's like, "Yeah, that's my son. I shot him," et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I've said this about this whole Hotepian Pan-African
Umar,
mentality.
right? Hey, Umar, this who you want us to go ahead and be with, right? You know what I'm saying? You and Sergeant Willie P, huh?
Yeah, but I was saying that this is that whole ideology that I consider it like an existential threat to like straight black men's like self-determination and their safety to a large extent. And I will say the same thing with this, like the blatant black misandry that is rampant everywhere. That it's to some degree an existential threat because it fosters and contributes to events like this. And I think that these things are underreported numbers. This type of violence is underreported, and I think if we actually, just like those DC crime numbers, if we actually will get some real numbers, and I think it was Dr. Tia Johnson has already shown this, that Keisha's been taking out black men in greater numbers than we've been taking them out since like the 50s. Go ahead, Tito. It's all yours.
I would be real curious. I didn't get to find out whether she was charged, whether they tagged this as a first degree murder. They had to because of the multiple attempts to do bodily harm. That's a lot of premeditation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But besides her, maybe the son reminded her father. One of the most dangerous places that a young black boy could be in is late in his adolescence, because you got to understand, at the end of the day, most so-called black women view these children as chattel. And so once he gets late in his adolescence, if he's not maybe working a job, or if he's not like some type of athletic prospect or something like that, or raps or sings, then he's seen as being useless, because he's getting to the end of the years where you can, or possibly already at the end of the years where she could have got child support for him, or could have got public assistance for him. So just like a farmer that might have an animal that's not viable anymore, she saw fit to put him down, and it is what it is. I know that might be, in some people's minds, an overly simplistic view and a very cynical view of this, but it's an authentic view of the situations that you see in a lot of these households in the community. This is what it is. This the same type of thing that happens when they have these children, that even when they are before adolescence, when they are toddlers, or when they are in the middle of their childhood in general, if the father gets custody, they'll go ahead and terminate them, because now they can't extract any monetary gain from them. And this goes right back to the plantation where Keisha was raised to view the black children as chattel the same way that her white master was. This is a culture that she has been inculcated in to by her white master. And I'll land my plane there.
Well played. I want to juxtapose two comments in the chat real quick, and I just I want you to comment on this. Detroit says, this is the one I started off with. He said, meanwhile, Sarge Willie Pete is denying that black women are not killing their black sons. All right, that one, right? Now watch this. This is Kwame. My mom stayed pulling Roscoe's on me, but she wondered why I don't fuck with her.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying, Z?
Yeah. Well, Sergeant Willie P, when somebody, people have to understand that when somebody tries to, fit themselves into their pro-blackity black lane, you are inevitably going to have to pander up to this black bitch. You can't get around it. And so when he says things like that, he's pandering to his female audience, because he doesn't want to have the awkward moment of having to talk about their misdeeds and their more base instincts that have been conferred upon them by living as you know, for so many centuries as the virtual lapdog of white society. That's a conversation that he doesn't want to have with them.
Fair enough. All right, gentlemen, we're at the 1 hour 47-minute mark. I will hold you no longer. Let's get closing statements and get out of here. Mr. O, why don't you take it at the top, and then we'll get Tito and Saul to close us out. What you got for me? What you got for the chat and the replay gang, sir?
Man. This is just been a crazy chain of events. You know what I'm saying? We got people trying to expose, journalists that trying to expose the so-called corruption of the so-called liberal system that's been money laundering, doing all type of things with taxpayers' money, and basically bring an insurrection to our so-called nation with these illegals. Allegedly, I gotta say that allegedly for the sake of the program. Also, we had to go ahead and see 10-year citizen that we call Natalie Nunn, basically a child with a bad wig, what's that thing called, Botox, and all that, trying to go ahead and talk bad about an accomplished athlete when she's actually married to an arena football player again, whose whole career is known to be annoyance, a bug, a bad role model for all girls. That basically was millennial, Gen Z, and now Gen Alpha, that we got to go ahead and take away the microphone from, and basically a show from, and make her go back into the damn kitchen and do something constructive and productive with her life. And this woman right here on the screen, gentlemen, make sure that you do a thorough type of mental psychological analysis. Some way, somehow they slip up. They can't play the so-called they not crazy game for so long. This shit shows all the signs to probably be one of them chicks that can't handle being told no, people walking away from her, and she gets real violent even with the people that she supposedly love. Y'all gotta go ahead and stop with this goofy ish and stop giving y'all seats to women like this, bro. Yeah. R.I.P. to that young man. I'll land my play there.
Well played. Music Man, Philly in the building. He said, my brother had a girlfriend who killed one of her kids. It was D. I've been no contact since I was 26, and I'm 39 now. This is how commonplace this shit is. So, all yours, sir. Hello? You are unmuted, but I can't hear you, Playboy. There you go. That was my bad. I didn't add you to the stage. You good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, mic check.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So in a nutshell, I think that until we address it and continue our work here, unfortunately, there's going to be similar instances like this. It's pretty sad story. This is all about control, as we already know. It is something as trivial as a car. And of course, this is a testament to something that a lot of us have experienced. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is the type of violence that's allowed to be kind of permitted. You know what I mean? And I'm sure with her doing what she's doing wasn't the first time. You know what I mean? If that makes sense as far as violence goes. So maybe her sister was kind of tired of how things go down. You know what I mean? So I think we're at the phase to where we need to start addressing this stuff on like a policy scale. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at with it. You know,
Whoa.
simple, but or sweet. So
No, well played. 100% to the point.
all right.
What you call it? You see, I man, I didn't realize this was going to resonate so much with the chat. Like everybody's kind of like, yeah, this is pretty much commonplace. Wow. Tito, take us home with this one, man.
Yeah, man. This is the abuse that you know. I told somebody a story a couple weeks ago, man. Now I've never suffered anything like this, with my mother with pulling guns and all of that shit. But when I was living over east, it was one of the boys I used to hang with when I was in grammar school. He didn't go to our school; he went to Coles Elementary, and when crack hit, a lot of shit changed up. Some of these bitches that had kids started doing crazy shit, and I was at his house, and I didn't even realize what was going on at the time. I didn't even realize because I was too young to understand what was taking place. I was like 7 years old, maybe. And the boy's mother wanted me to leave. And so the boy was begging me not to leave because he was like, man, she be letting this man come over here and he be taking down my clothes and doing things to me. And I was like, what the hell? I didn't even understand what gay was back then. And so the boy was begging me to leave, so I didn't want to leave. And so the mother was like, you got to go home. Talking to me, you got to go home. And so then I was like, well, can we just play some more? And she's like, no, you got to leave. And so when I wouldn't leave, she came in there with a boot, one of them thigh high heel boots that women wear, and she smacked the shit out of me with the boot twice and busted my lip, and I had like a boot print in my on the side of my head. And so then I left up out the house, and as I left, the man that the boy was talking about was coming in there, and he was looking to be crazy as hell. So then I went home and told my mother. My mother got on the phone and called my uncle. My uncle came over there and took me to the house, and he beat on the door. When she came out, he smacked the shit out of her ass, right? And so then once my mother knew what was going on, her and some of the other women called the police on her. And so DCFS came and everything. And so then this is when I was like 7. I didn't run into that boy again until I was like 21. But by then, his masculinity was so fucking debased that he was a tranny. So I ran into him, and then, the motherfucker started calling my name, and I turned around and shit, and I'm like, and then it's like, you don't remember me? And I'm like, I said, I don't fuck with no damn trannies, and I don't remember you. And then he reminded me who he was, and I was like, damn, G, that's crazy.
Damn, that's a fucked up story, T.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a fucked up story, T.
Destroyed his whole fucking manhood. Yup. Yup. Yup.
Hell of a closing statement, sir. Hell of a closing statement, sir.
Tragic. Damn.
Yup.
I'll be, like I said, I saw some people reviewing this. I decided to double down on this because if we don't be talking about the effects of this black male misandry, it goes almost unaddressed. And the more we dig down into this stuff, AC be covering a lot of similar types of, like, we really realize it's an epidemic and nobody's really been saying nothing about it, and it's just been a huge gaslight campaign that, like, there's this rampant black men doing all this stuff to black women, not not saying that, you know, certain levels of violence don't exist, but not to the extent that they're talking about, that they propagandize with regard to the black male ethnic image, and more so to the point it's actually a reverse effect in terms of it actually, and more importantly, that it's happening to younger and younger boys. They're basically doing the damage before they can even hit puberty or any type of established manhood and masculinity. So that's why we do segments like that. That being said, man, thank you to the panel, man. Like I said, this is our first show of the new year, season 9. It's hard to believe an entire year has been through. You guys been rocking with us, Mr. O, at the 1 year mark as well. When I see some of you guys in the chat renew memberships and shit like that, and if you're saying 16 months and stuff like that, it just be blowing my mind, man. So I mean, I want to thank the chat and our the people who have been our consistent supporters since season 1. Thanksgiving to right now has been pretty rough on my end, so I was looking forward to doing this Sunday show. And once again, shout out to Thea for the pep talk last night. Like I'm going to repeat what I said before. I spammed the chat with Tito's new channel again earlier during the stream. They're trying to get us up out of here. Us, content creators like Theo. You see they didn't let Obsidian last more than maybe 2 months. It's not a coincidence. What's the saying? Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not trying to kill you type shit. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You guys really going to have to support the content creators that are putting out the unapologetic content for you, not pushing no weird agendas, having intelligent conversations and stuff like that, because this content won't be around like this for much longer, looking at the way things are trending in this space. And shout out to Tito. Tito called this shit quite some time ago. Once again, not that I was skeptical or anything of the sort. I guess the speed at which I'm seeing it happening now, I must say that I am somewhat alarmed. That's all I got for you guys this evening, man. Cross your fingers. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Once again, thanks to the panel. I actually missed doing the show last Sunday. Until then, man, I want to say good night, good luck.
Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition of chemistry. Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition. Salute the black man. I salute. 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 Salute the black man. I salute.
say silly things like, where are all the good men at? Until I started taking accountability. Now I know I'm just an ain't shit ass bitch. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am the problem.
Every man walking this planet who's having a baby should have a DNA test. I don't give a damn if you're married. I don't give a damn how mad your wife gonna be for asking her. It's not about her. It's about your own protection. If you're dealing with a woman who's opposed to it, it already lets you know the caliber of woman that you're dealing with. I have a son. You goddamn right I got a DNA test on mine and we were married. Was she upset? Yes. Did she get over it? Yes. Would I ever get over the thought of me raising another man's son? No. Fuck that. I'll be damned. Oh man, I'm thinking this kid's not mine, but if I ask her for a DNA test, man, I think she gonna be mad. Man the fuck up. Every man should have a DNA test for every single child that he has. Every man walking this planet.
The word liberal as an acronym, lacking in basic education, reasoning, and logic. Liberal. The word
And afterwards, that is directly following, I want to talk to you about something even bigger. Namely, this is Max Headroom. And what you're about to...
Hey, where's Stewie? That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.